can't believe it, Henry. We're here. We've made it to Nuke.
We absolutely have. This is all we wanted, and we've got it.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I think it's going to be a great game. Ultimately, Astralis are still the favorites on this map.
Sure.
But you never know. It could turn out a couple of different ways. They did beat them once. 16-14, right?
I feel like FURIA have kind of done so well on Nuke that now you've really got to pay attention to them. As Maniac said, if he's aware of what they're doing, Astralis certainly will be as well. And we have got a CT start for the Danes, and they've got 5 sets of Kevlar. No defuse kit. That's the most important factor. The bomb gets down lower. It's going to be incredibly difficult to retake it. Analysts just mentioned that FURIA love a vent dive. Flashbang's very strong indeed. dupreeh will get nothing from this. He'll have to fall back as they try and get down the vents. They've managed to get a couple down. ableJ is down there with the bomb as well. He's not quite. Just about gets in. But definitely kill for dupreeh.
Looked like a moment of confusion there as they were stumbling around inside of the smoke. But that's dangerous. He actually made his way around. Then he's back up the ladder and actually into the A-bomb side. Oh, this could get very interesting. It is the sort of double fake on Nuke as well. We don't see that very often. Down at B and then up again through the same vent. They have lost a couple of players. They are definitely not out of the woods yet. ableJ been spotted here. But if he stays alive a couple of more seconds, like any time that he buys yet, they can't chase him. They actually have to go back and fight now. Astralis, they might still be in trouble. KSCERATO picks up 1 kill. They're coming in from every angle. And I don't think he get there in time. There was definitely a chance for them to just stall out this plant for a very long time, but ultimately it'll be Astralis to pick up that pistol.
Well, there it is. A clean one at that. Remember, they had no kits in that exchange. It was a nice idea from FURIA. They definitely suggested they're going down towards lower. But as soon as dupreeh got that first kill, he was there first and ready to shut anything down. He gets that and sends it back towards upper. They read it very well. So he comes back in. And at that point, you can see Glaive just getting it done with the USP. dupreeh, great round from him. And they'll bring out the SMGs.
I mean, if they don't call off that chase towards ableJ over a secret, if they sort of really stuck to that, I think that could have been dangerous, like really dangerous. But that's a good job at least.
We have got the force spike here from FURIA. You can see they've got a couple of rifles here and deagles. It's not as strong as what Astralis had on Mirage when they managed to bring out, Galils and 2 AKs. And we'll see if this is where the game starts to get very interesting very early on. So I'm not sure if they fired off any bullets just yet with those rifles. You ideally want to just keep them completely silent. See, 30 out of 90. See, Art hasn't fired a single bullet. He won't be going for any spams here. He wants them to think they're just up against pistols, and maybe someone gets a little bit overzealous and will find themselves walking into the crosshair of a Krieg.
That Krieg is just, I mean, the Krieg and the AK. You match that up against, sure, the AUG and the M4, but if it runs into anything else, that would certainly be something. Magisk gonna win that first fight, sneaking in with the MP5 silenced to get the kill on yuurih. That's a bit annoying for them. Smoke to buy a bit of time. And now to see, are they going to try and explode out? They can certainly smoke off Mini, so a lot fewer things they have to worry about. The flashbangs are here as well. Magisk is low, but that Mac-10 still, sure that Mac-10, the MP9 doing a lot of work there. And it's all on Art, so they never really get a chance to put it into play.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
It's a real shame.
Maps like Nuke, I feel like just a default round with smokes outside would have been the best protocols, and the pistols in first and try and trade off kills. They just had a very slow round there with a pretty underwhelming finish towards the upper bomb site. Couldn't really utilize the range advantage they kind of had in some facets of the map. But it will be presumably the eco here. But FURIA have invested somewhat into it. P250s pretty much across the board apart from yuurih's deagle. They have smokes outside. This is what I wanted to see in the previous round. Let's see if it works out for them here. They're going to have multiple smokes delivered, and Magisk can hear plenty of players around him. He can jump up and see red if required. I think it might be at this point, but they seem to be aware of it. yuurih beneath him, but it doesn't matter. Oh, there's a kill. Remember, they've got no armor here, so incredibly squishy, but at this point they have got lower control, but will they get a plant down?
I think that one grenade did 99 damage to yuurih or something. It was, I didn't see 2 grenades, maybe I'm wrong, but that's certainly something.
Got a plant?
Yeah, that's already kind of a success. Yeah, no reason to get completely crazy with retaking. Might as well get everybody in. line. They are maybe being flanked here from the ramp room, so that could get a bit awkward. Now they're making a bit of noise, and surely someone from Astralis will hear that. That's a lot of people waiting for you when you make that jump down. Art here needs a headshot, needs one quick as well, using a few too many bullets, I think. Now reloading. yuurih's there with the MP5, somehow picking that one up, and now the bomb is really far ticked. It's just dupreeh in a 1 versus 2, and he's going to go down. FURIA stealing the third round away with almost no investment.
Some smokes, some PT-50s, one deagle, and it's enough. Some way they made it work. I feel like Astralis didn't react quick enough in the sense of they knew there were players towards Secret, and they kept it to a 4-on-4, but no one was there to deny the plan. It was dupreeh from ramp trying to pick them off with a SMG at that range. It wasn't really ever going to work out, was it?
There were 3 people coming from the ramp, and once they get the first kill easily on KSCERATO, he's the one who drops down. They probably just think there can't have been 3 people flanking us, you know? With the bomb down already, like, why would there be 3 people coming ramp this late in the round? So I'm guessing if we review it from their point of view, it'd be interesting to see how many of the Astralis players even guessed that there would have been that much of a force behind them.
Well, it's going to be 2-1. Astralis still have the lead, and they'll force Spy into run number 4 here. The orbit device gives them a strong chance. As been mentioned, he's a bit of a nuke specialist, always seems to deliver on this map. Slower round from FURIA this time. They still have a couple of smokes and flashbangs available. There's the outside smokes. You don't have to use them. It just suggests that there's a chance you will. It's going to be initial exchange with FURIA coming out on top. VINI and KSCERATO finding those advantages. 4 versus 3 over orbit device. He hits those all day long. The master of the flick, and a forced team kill as well coming out of Clave. That's a really nice play. Lined them up, did considerable damage, and it's a 3 versus 1. It looks like Astralis answered back with a force buy of their own. You can hear the shouting as well. They're really getting stuck into it. Keep your eyes on the bottom left of the screen. You can see how they react when they win these big rounds, and that is a massive one, Anders. That really puts them back in the driving seat here.
Yeah, they won the round. They pick up a second AWP and an AK-47, so exchanging a bunch of what they had as well. That's a big win. FURIA also no bomb plant, so even though Art has a fair bit of cash behind him, I don't know. Because that one round, yeah, see, this is the problem sometimes. If you win one of those odd rounds, sometimes you could almost be tricked into doing it again, you know, a couple more times than you should. They've just picked up the AWP, but FURIA, I would still... That T-side's so good. I say you don't have to take too many risks here with low money. Could wait.
They gotta give it everything they can. Art with the AWP. Now that's a big call. That's a big man's play.
Yeah. Oh, and actually VINI just enough as well. They're gonna go for it. This is always my fear when people are successful in the beginning with force buys, is that they sort of want to keep doing it.
Well, it's a double AWP setup now, and this has started to come into fashion more and more recently.
Wow.
It's R with the opening frag, takes that Magisk, and that's why the AWP in that sort of scenario can be very beneficial, the hero AWP, because you just don't expect it. You think they're on eco, surely they won't have the AWP. They'd have to buy one AWP and nothing else, and that's what they've done. It's got the opening pick. Sadly, they can't recover that rifle, but still, it's very beneficial. yuurih outside with the Desert Eagle. It's Glaive with that secondary AWP holding ramp. So Astralis making some adjustments, it seems, on their CD side of Nuke. I most notably noticed that Liquid now run a double AWP on their CT side of Nuke as well. And it definitely has its place in the game. I just feel like in some scenarios it can be weak. If that bomb does get down the vents very quickly and plants it lower, you're going to really struggle to retake it.
Yeah, I think that's probably that's the one situation you want to avoid. Amazingly, they actually have 2 smokes and a couple of flashbangs, so Sip can't actually feel 100% confident here. If he gets flashed, there's no hiding. He's done. So want to be really careful about that. 45 seconds. Lacking armor on 2 of the FURIA players. That could be a big deal, but let's see how this goes. Flashes in, Sip out in the open, and he gets traded. That's great. Up on the hut as well. KSCERATO taking down dupreeh, and FURIA. Yeah, those 2 orbs need to be saved here.
That's my point exactly. Personified in this round, because you can't really do anything about this. Great grenade. But they've got no chance of retaking this, although even with rifles it's a 4-on-2, but they can't even be part of the fight. You're locked out from utility if you smoke heaven on the T side. Those AWPers can't really do much at all, especially if they're just outside waiting for a Molotov to go down. And so you can see those vulnerabilities exploited. This was the force buy from FURIA. You weren't that excited about it, but what a round has turned out to be.
Yeah, I was definitely scared about this one, but they've proven me dead wrong. So,
yeah. Well, I like that pick from Art. Like, the analysts were even pointing out before we went into this game, they'd like to focus on those squeaky door picks. He just goes for it. He had a decent spawn, picks that AWP up, nails the shot, and at that point he just waits for the reactions to come through. FURIA keep 4 players alive. And they came into this 1 rifle, 1 AWP. They leave with 4 rifles, or 3 rifles and 1 AWP. That's a very good outcome for them. And Astralis now in a difficult situation. You're going to have to buy into a round where you have 2 AWPs, right?
Yeah.
But the money's just not there to do it. dupreeh will get a mag 7, which isn't the worst outcome, I suppose, on Nuke. CZ for Zipex, do they fully invest? Like, with the 2 AWPs, I'd say, like, you might as well go for it. And they will.
Yeah. Man, if this is how the game starts, Henry, you know you're in for something good.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
Oh, Glaive, he could get caught. He's running back, but he's just there in time. I would say he was very close to dead right there. Good shot from the birthday boy. And now CC up close, AWP at range, coming through the smoke like that. It's going to be ableJ to go down, and this is a great ramp hold already. Don't think Zip's going to make it out alive. I can't believe he's still living. That flashbang actually did a lot, but they did also lose Glaive.
Yeah, that's the more important factor here. 3 on 2 is very recoverable, especially when there's a max 7 in the mix. Over a minute remaining, just over. Hearts will smoke out the window room. And Device, he'll make his mark on the round. There's his first kill. And it will be a 3 versus 1 for the sniper of FURIA.
Yeah, now's the time for Art, isn't it, to make a bit of a highlight reel. He's still creeping in.
I felt like he was going to no-scope that.
Yeah, he was right on the edge. I wonder, does he see something? Is it the radar that gives it away? I
think he just had a gap there. Like, it wasn't like a lined up smoke from FURIA. It was just like, out of smoke window. There must have been a slight gap from his POV, I would imagine. It was too much of a precise shot. His Glaive. Speaking of precision, Zipex, you're right. The fact he stayed alive is so long is pretty impressive. There's the gap. There you go.
Yeah, we see it. Great observing.
Yeah, we got the world's best of us.
We do.
Sliggy in the house.
Just doing everything all at once. Art does get stopped a little bit. There's that max 7, and is it ode to JW, I guess?
Yeah, I suppose so. Maybe a sword off would be better.
That would be the genuine version, wouldn't it?
Exactly.
The real tribute. You can sit on top of the door frame that you're standing next to right here, Henry.
I have seen that before, never in practice.
Like all the way up, it's not even the door frame, it's the window you're sitting on.
Sure.
So if somebody comes in from ramp, you can just guarantee you they'll never check that.
Do you have the boost, or can you jump up?
No,
there?
you can jump there yourself.
That's cool.
Little thing, you asked about theory crafting.
That's what I'm saying. Where's the video? That's what I'm done.
Well, it's right here. That was it, literally 5 seconds.
Okay.
There we go,
Clip
done.
the VOD, and we'll just put it on Yanda's YouTube channel.
Yeah, all that. Just get it done. Oh, Max himself here, timing. Yeah, he's going to spot out VINI, and he's absolutely gone. Good flank around, running and gunning with the Mac 10. It's how it's meant to be, and KSCERATO will come with 2 big kills there.
Magisk dropping down, couldn't quite stabilize in time for the swing from the Mac 10. Bomb planted, Zipex doesn't want to challenge just yet, but he will now. It's cost him his life. He had a chance to actually deny that, I think. Device for the 2 versus 1. No kid available. The desperate wallbangs coming in, and you can see the orb. Once that bomb's planted, that's when it starts to drop off. As we go 4-3. FURIA looking to tie things up as the money's broken.
Yeah, and I think 4 kills at the end for KSCERATO, so...
He started with Mac 10.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Yeah, Mac 10 definitely, I feel like the MP9 and Mac 10 are criminally underrated. Like, if you look at them pound for pound and the impact they have on rounds with their mobility and the money that can be farmed, it is those are 2 of the best guns in the game, just for how little they cost.
I mean, you see it right there with sort of the flanking, circling around hot while shooting. It's just, that's pretty effective. Grenade does a fair bit. Oh, and Glaive giving up his position. There's so many bullets, but he does make it out. That could have ended badly. Oh, Device, how does he takes a fight inside of a Molotov against KSCERATO and barely lives.
He's got 16 HP, and it's up to dupreeh now. This investment from Astralis, it's a scary one, but they might have done enough here. Art will answer back though. Finds Glaive. Molotov towards the double doors. Very common position for CTs to sit at the bottom of those steps and try and get the drop on the terrorists to come around the corner. So that just flushes them out.
Well, Magisk position is making me really nervous.
It's such a horrible setup in those vents now. I really don't like it in there.
Yeah. I would rather not be in that position, but looks like he's found his way out. Nice find. Nice patience out of FURIA. But that's the bomb with 45 seconds. They're going to be smoking off here, and Magisk, can he make it out of the vent? It's kind of critical that he does, but they're up on the high ground too. I can understand why FURIA want to try and take this A bomb site. They've got all the right positions for it. They just need to go. That smoke is about to fade, and that could really be a big problem.
3-on-3, time ticking away, and Device is in a prime position, but he doesn't want to use the scope just yet, trying to stay silent, trying to keep his eye on everything possible. Oh, Magisk has timed it so well. Device now has the scope, he needs that vision. I think Art's got him, and indeed he has. Very good awareness there. This was the force from Astralis now. Can we bring the cash up, see where they sit? Thank you very much. Yeah, fully invested, and they only have...
What? Why did they kill VINI?
Just for fun.
That's horrible. That's not funny, Henry.
I didn't say funny, I said fun.
Well,
you know? Just asserting your dominance on the server.
Just as actually a display for Astralis, saying, listen, we could even shoot our own.
We'll give you a hand. We'll shoot our own team for no reason. Let's go.
Can we get the replay on that? What's
Can you
going
stop
on?
requesting replays?
No,
it's like the boy who cried wolf at this point. They just like think Anders just wants a replay of every situation.
all of them. It's the fact that we can.
The team kill happened. It had no impact on the round. I don't think we need to make a replay.
But maybe we learned something about what's going on.
They just accidentally shot each other. That is it. Okay, make the replay. We'll call this his last one.
Okay.
If he screws it up.
Okay, he was so wired. He was so ready.
Like I said, there's an accidental kill.
Yeah, but what if it had been like a determined one? What if he had shot him right in the back?
Okay, so he just turned around and said, you know what? Took him down.
We learned a lot then. I was worried because they had 14 seconds when they had to take that fight against Device in the squeak door, and if you got one of those shots and delayed the bomb plant, that would not have been good. But FURIA, I mean, they're once again showing us they're such an exciting team to watch.
This is huge. Like, this is the third map. We said if they got here, like, there's a real chance they could close this 1 hour, and Astralis, this would be just a nightmare for them. Like,
I still want to maintain they could have won Inferno. I mean, they could have actually been two. I would say it's not super likely, but FURIA really made it back at the end. They maybe could have done it. Art did get double grenaded, so he's not exactly thrilled about that situation. And they have a couple of people down secret. And all Astralis have here are the AK-47 there on dupreeh and a lot of CCs. They're not really giving up the fight here on the Danish side. They want to keep going.
1 minute remains. dupreeh, AK-47. It's Glaive at the CZ. A lot of intel gathered from the sound cues. We will see if he can do anything with it. Now the problem is he's kind of lost track of them. He doesn't know if they're coming behind him. You can see those seeds of doubt in his mind right now. Not sure which angle to check, and they could actually come in together here. His teammate will go down first, and Glaive just waiting for his opportunity. He's going to get it. Oh, that was almost a double there. He could still find two. Not going to happen, but that was about what he was worth.
But dupreeh, look at the timing.
Oh, the AK. If Device can like swing on that, oh, need to be a clean kill, but still a fighting chance there, Astralis. It is going to be a 2 versus 1. Make it a clean 1-on-1 now. Art's low, but he nails these shots all day long. Flashbang from dupreeh. He just sees one bullet in his direction, but Art, he gives him the chance, and there it is. That's massive. It was looking like an absolute nightmare of a setup there. The AK-47 safe in the previous round. CZ's as well, and dupreeh delivers 3 kills. You can see these boys are invested in this game. It's a big tournament for them. A lot of conversation around Astralis right now as an organization and the team, and this would be a massive win for them. They've been truly tested here by FURIA. Really fantastic series so far.
Yeah, I think just rebooting a PC now, and then they should be ready to go pretty quickly. But I can't believe that all of the first 9 rounds in this game have been this tense, like very close. Nobody's really saving. They just want to fight for everything, and they're trading rounds more or less. It's madness right from the get-go.
Yeah,
FURIA have really almost no money here, Henry. Are they gonna really do it again?
I'm really enjoying this first half. This is the first half. There's a lot more to come, and FURIA, you can see that they're feeling the pressure now as well. They've won some really exciting rounds with Mac 10s and pistols and all that, but now they're receiving a taste of their own medicine. Like, it doesn't taste quite as good.
No.
And Astralis come back with CZs, that 1 AK, dupreeh saves the day there. Comes down to that really tense one-on-one clutch as well. That was so cool, watching who would blink first, and Art took his shot, missed it, and that was it. The round was dead. As soon as he missed that shot, dupreeh knew he had him. The call was already there. He was low HP, just had to land one bullet, and he nailed it.
Yeah, and Art didn't really have a choice, because the bomb was on dupreeh's side of VINI, so like he would have to come through that no matter what. So that's a bit rough. Yeah, what a way to get this final map started. I think, the pimp on the desk was saying, if they win this FURIA, that might be one of the biggest upsets of all time, probably. Like, it's just so ridiculous.
Just the context of the tournament right now, and the fact they're in the lower bracket already, I would absolutely agree. This would be one of the biggest upsets of the year, I'd say. Yeah. I wouldn't go as far to say
maybe not all time.
It's like it's not a major or anything like that.
I think he did say from a Brazilian team against the Danish team, so he did sort of like bracket it like that. But fair enough.
I know what you mean. So
I was just
going to reaffirm so everyone doesn't get confused at home. I'm not calling pimp out at anything.
But I guess I was misquoting him. But still, it would be crazy. Just again, considering the pedigree of Astralis, even if sort of Liquid overtook them in the points or whatever. But I still think that there's really no messing around, and FURIA are such a new team.
Well, that's the most fascinating. They're one of the youngest teams ever assembled as well. I think their average age is like something like 20, 21 or something like that. Like, that just goes to show you, this is until this year. But these players were active, right? But they weren't on our radar. Like, we'd heard of some of the players, right? But this squad in its current iteration and the way they're playing right now, like, no one saw this coming in 2019. Like, no one would have said, like, oh, this is going to be a serious team to watch out for. They're going to be challenging Astralis and potentially knocking them out of the tournament in the best of 3 in a couple of months. Watch out for that. Like, that's what I love about CS, is like, it's such a massive game now that these teams come out of the woodwork every now and then. Like, occasionally you get like some star players. We saw Oba playing earlier, right? And he's just nuts, like, looks amazing, like 15 years old. But when you get a team of youngsters that have kind of done this on their own back, they've kind of put this team together. They have shown they can grind, they can play on the online leagues, they can have the odd best of one upset, but now they've got one of the world's best on the ropes, and they're looking like they could actually take this third map. That's exciting.
Yeah, it's inspirational even. I think, for all the people out there that are, in that age bracket, like even like 17, 18, 19, you think like, oh, if we really pull it together, if we get the right, group of friends together, if we start something cool now, then like in a couple of years, it could really happen. I mean, the road to getting there is different, definitely, than it has been, and it's great to see. I love it. I hope we see many more of these teams happening in the future, and I think they are just doing the match medic restore thing, and then we should be pretty much good to go.
I was enjoying our chat, Anders. I was hoping this delay would go on a little longer.
You're still always an answer about that whole lottery thing, Henry. We still haven't cleared that up, and it's really, now I'm starting to feel like you're just dodging the question.
I kind of am. I was really hoping you wouldn't bring that back up.
We'll keep it.
Well, okay, what would you do with it? What would be your first? The thing is, you would have you've probably got this on your mind already, some really strange response, and I'm looking forward to it.
Hold on. So you're saying, so I'm trying to press you for an answer. You just bring it back on me.
That's
just
the best way to do things. You answer a question.
Okay, well, I'd probably buy an electron microscope. They cost like about 100k or something. So
is it really 100k?
Yeah, like the ones
I know what you mean. I've watched a YouTube video on them before. They are crazy, but what would you do with it exactly?
Just
I guess you're a millionaire. 100k is just a drop in the bucket, right? So it doesn't really matter. So
I would just look at things. Everything.
Just look at
everything
things.
Is amazing under an electron microscope.
YouTube the things you want to look at and just full screen it.
No, it's not the same.
Not the same. Why?
It's different.
They would know what they're doing and can explain it to you instead of you going, "Oh, that's a thing."
No, but I would learn myself. I would spend all day.
What, you don't know how to analyze microscopes? I would assume.
Yeah, but I would learn that. No, I've spent time. I used to study biology. It's not an electron microscope, but I know how they work. It's fine.
All right.
I would do that.
That would be back.
That would be my pick.
I support you.
No yachts, no Lamborghinis.
Okay, so you don't have any plans or any sort of investments. You're just like, this is the thing I want. So that's more your question. What one thing? I think we should kind of make the question a little bit smaller. Let's say, what is the first thing you would buy if you became a millionaire, right?
Yes.
So you go with the electronic microscope.
Yeah, and I retreat into my room, never to be seen again.
I live quite a simple life. I just need a gaming PC and cool clothes. That's pretty much all I want. Like, I don't like expensive clothes. I just like clothes I like. I'm trying to think of what I would buy. Like,
see, I'm not passing any judgment, but this is the thing that happens all the time
I'm
in
trying to
Denmark.
think of like the things I've been wanting recently, you know, like...
And it's nothing.
There's
You're
like,
just happy.
I think this just goes to say a lot about my character, what a humble person I am. Like, all I need is a bit of Counter-Strike in my life.
The thing is, though, if you have to call yourself humble, that generally is not that's not a good sign,
Oh,
you know?
trust me, like, there's a lot of character flaws going on over here. It's not an ideal setup.
I'll tell you this. This happens a lot in Denmark. Whenever somebody wins the lottery, and usually people stay hidden about it, which is a good idea, you definitely should, but some people come out and say, yeah, we won, you know, a lot of money. And then people, they get interviewed, of course, and they ask, like, so what do you want to buy? Invariably, it's some couple who's, like, sort of past 50, and all they want is, like, to change their kitchen cabinets, and everyone watching is like, what on earth are you talking about?
The thing is, I don't know what I would say. Like, you've put me in the spot that twice. I've even said I'll come back to you, and I was like, I even know. Like, most like, do I want a cool car? Not really. Like, I live in London or Malta, so I can't use that. Do I want a house? I've already got one. I'm pretty happy living by myself. Don't need a massive.
You could give it away to a cause. I mean, some of it.
Oh yeah, I could have said that. It looked really nice.
Yeah, you could have.
I could have said that. Yeah, maybe I'll give half of it. Oh no, I'll tell you what I'd do. I've got it. I would run my own CS tournament, and it would just be. It would be like the craziest, most over the top. I was about to swear then. I had to hold myself in.
Outrageous. On a boat? With satellite internet?
On a cruise ship. You know, I'm going to bring that idea back.
We've tried it. There's been so
and I'm going to do it properly. I'll buy my cruise ship and I'll put a land on there.
Bring some scoops.
And I'll say like $5 million for first place prize. Really get everyone going.
Well, here we go. That's I think a great deal. I'm glad we waited for it, Henry. That was a good pick at the end. It took a little while to get there. Now we're back in the game as well. That took a while too, but it's device to pick up Art, and again, FURIA really had no money, but what little they had, they spent here. Which is it's par for the course for this game right now. Nobody has been saving. They've been fighting every single round. And we're only round number 10 as well. Trying to run down Sip, but he does so much damage to device. Oh, okay, he's got backup as well. 3 men at the ramp, so if they'd actually tried to push that, I think they would have lost that fight. It is a 3-on-3. Pretty good Molotov to counter that, and that's a lethal position right now that Magisk is in up there. Play will take down VINI. I don't think they'll be winning this round here, FURIA, unless there's a big mistake.
I think that's a fair call. With the low HP of yuurih, the KSCERATO with the Desert Eagle, he has got Kevlar. It would surprise me if they won this. I'm not saying it's impossible or out of reach. He's
got the bomb.
Excellent player, and he has got the bomb, but there is a player right above him. You're not going to check that. You feel like you've got your opportunity to plant low. You're just going to take it. There's too many angles to check if you want to check every single position. You know, right? You just got to take a deep breath sometimes and go for it.
Yeah, it's also if you spend time checking, you actually throw away the advantage you had.
That's my point, right? Like, if you feel like there's an opening there, a lot of CS is like a lot of it's about gut feelings and like kind of listening to communications. Your teammates are giving you some cues, maybe even a reload sound, something like that, and it's just taking gut feelings, you know, and knowing the game and playing it enough and knowing what people usually do and how they react to things. And sure, you can't necessarily base it on a whole lot, but you just like, okay, if it's just me, I feel like I'd be in this position, I'll go for this, you know. But here it is, a full eco, so we don't really have to cast this one properly on this. You can do whatever you like with this if you like.
We do. I mean, we did talk a lot about doing like ASMR. You want to? Is this now the time for it?
The thing is, like we said, neither of us. I've never watched an ASMR video in my life. I know what it is, and I've seen a clip of it potentially, like on Reddit or something. But I've never sat down and watched one and know what they do to really kind of have fun with that idea.
I know some people are hugely into it. I've
seen honeycombs on there sometimes. Like eating a honeycomb, they eat it. I was like, who wants to listen to someone eat? Like, for God's sake, that sounds awful. But maybe I should listen to it and find out.
We could do that. Maybe there could be like an esports or a Counter-Strike version of ASMR.
Well, they kind of do that with the sounds of CS. Facer do, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the version we're looking for.
So actually, maybe if we don't say anything, that would be Counter-Strike ASMR. You're just listening to gunfire, just listening to explosions, that kind of thing.
Or all we have to do is whisper. That's part of it as well. We could just whisper. Like, these microphones are pretty good. Like, okay. Astralis is going to be up 7-4. 3 rounds in a row. And now the 4-buy from FURIA will be coming in. How's that?
It's wonderful, Henry.
Yeah, like that. You look stunned.
Yeah,
like,
I was into it. I think
maybe a thing, maybe a market for it, maybe a side stream, the ASMR stream.
I think that could absolutely happen.
Members.
Yeah, a lot of you probably might overdo the mainstream actually.
Just do the mainstream and then the real casting on the premium stream.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
That's a good idea.
I'll speak to management after this, see if we can get it for the final or something.
I mean, if you patent it right now, nobody else has ever done esports ASMR.
Well, that could be the selling point of the cruise ship, you know?
Yeah, a little bit of that on top.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good idea. We're putting it all together, step by step, you know, so it's work in progress. So that's the freedom of doing startups, I guess, you know, you could still change everything around. It's
exactly.
Good. Well, 7-4, and that was the first time in that last round where somebody saved, and actually saved, and it was FURIA that was sort of forced to. Now I'm getting worried, though. 7-4 is actually a pretty good scoreline for Astralis. I still think this T side for FURIA is amazing on Nuke, so I kind of would have wanted them to do a bit more. It's not done yet, but I'm starting to get worried because if Astralis start to really pick up money and make, what a headshot from VINI. Forget everything I said. That was beautiful.
That was really good. No scope either. Gets caught with a nade out, and you've got to be very careful with your advantages when you're playing against Astralis. They will pounce on you. It will be the 4 versus 3 in favor of the Danes. One player sneaking down towards the fence.
He's got the bomb.
Has he really? You're right. There's going to be KSCERATO down there.
But there is also, what is that? Sip, I think, is sort of spotting it out. So if you can win the fight against Sip, that's a bomb plant with the rest stuck on the other side of the map. ableJ making his way down. That's not such a bad idea. KSCERATO saying, I really need help for this bomb site. And now they're leaving yuurih as the potential flanker. Oh, but he's going to get caught. That's a huge kill for Sip. That means no flank, both players downstairs, and I think they probably know that by now. So 3 versus 2 for the retake here. I think a lot rides on this, Henry. Let's see how they do.
Oh, it's looking decent now for FURIA. They've got a 2-on-2, bombs down, but there is 2 incendiaries available for the CTs here. First one very successful. KSCERATO plays the ball, he's not panicking. He gets himself in a smart position. You would assume that was clear, and it's going to cost him the round. I love that. A lot of players in KSCERATO's position will make a lot of noise, knife out, try and jump out of that. He just gets himself to the absolute edge of the fire, doesn't make any noise, doesn't panic, doesn't take a huge amount of damage, and waits for them to walk into his crosser. The pressure's on them. They've got to get to that bomb. He just needs to find 1 kill, and he gets it. His teammate follows it up, and that's really fantastic work. Yeah,
and because he didn't panic, they actually had to extend to the point where they were visible to the window, and that's how they got killed. So it's even better. It's amazing. 7-5, that was a massive 2 versus 3 for them to be winning here, FURIA.
Yeah, I agree. 7-5. Remember, T side of Nuke. 5-6 rounds is actually a pretty positive half. Like these days, although we are seeing a lot more T-side victories the last month or so, I think that's due to the fact we're having to play the map more because Vertigo's come in and people are shying away from that. Yeah. It's Glade who will be opening things up. Device to follow it. Wow. Looks like he's got a couple. And dupreeh, easy kill from available, but pulls out the flashbang first. That's enabled ableJ to get down towards lower with the bomb. So I feel like they've got a plant here. Maybe not. 1 bullet required from Zipex. He lands it. And that's going to be round 8-5. yuurih, not really much you can do with this. Lost bone is pretty decent for them. Yeah. See whether this is going to be enough.
Think of how gut-wrenching this is for FURIA, though. We can look at the money for Astralis, though. If they won that 2 versus 3, they win this round 2. Astralis are probably, you know, economically, well, they're broken, right? And then you could actually bounce from like, you know, 5 to maybe like 6 or 7 rounds even. So this 1 round really has. It would have had a lot to say for FURIA if they could have picked it up. dupreeh with a good shot there. Device, those 2 AWP kills were pretty good as well. 8-5.
Oh, damn, I take it back. The lost bonus wasn't there. I miscalculated. They're going to get 1900 after the round victory they had. Device, great work. Did enough. They win the round. It's 8-5 overall. I feel like FURIA pretty much have to take an eco here with about, what, $2.5 they have per player. So some very light investment apart from Art, who's really pushed the envelope here. He's gone for a scout armor. Is that, like, Anders, like, being real, like, unless your teammates are fully investing as well, like, you're not necessarily a sniper on T-side of Nuke, but, like, what are you really hoping to crack open with this scout right now? Sure, he's a great sniper. He can definitely find a kill, but I just don't think it justifies the investment he's had to make.
No,
we'll see.
I think this is more a sort of a hold my beer type situation.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. That's fair.
KSCERATO goes down. They're trying to create a little bit of space maybe for that scout to be put into play, but
he'll have to save that scout, really.
That never feels good. You say those words, you're not happy.
He gets $2,400 next round as my points. We can't even afford scout armor in the next round. So, yeah, that's really not ideal. That's the they might have been more out of this, I'm not sure. But now that you can see, Art's money, 2,500, all of his teammates can buy. Sure, you can still win around with 4 AKs, but surely just give yourself the maximum chance possible. That's the way I always look at things. It'll be round 15, they could have a Mac 10 player in the form of Arts, and we've seen him do great work with the Mac 10, so we'll see how that pans out. But that round will be one they want to forget, to be honest. Purchase your Deagle, boys. Get your kits out. Your incendiaries, last round. Disappointed to see dupreeh, $500 there. Get yourself a 5-7, son. Come on.
Man, if we went back and reviewed this first half, we could come up with a bunch of scenarios in which FURIA, I think, ended like 8-9 rounds, even on like maybe they've had so many options that just barely broke the economy of Astralis. Rounds they should have almost could have won. There are definitely a lot of options. Let's see if they get number 6 though. They did get the return kill there on device, huge for VINI. And now opening up in mini. It's going to be Magisk behind the bomb site itself and just kind of waiting down here by the reactor silo. We'll see. Magisk, that's so close to him. He's going to get run down. How did he not have more backup? Where's everybody else? Why did they leave him alone?
Oh, this is actually pretty promising now. dupreeh will try and pick up the pieces. Mac 10 does find a kill, so Art's absolutely fine with that. Now has York.
Some good Molotovs here on Astralis, though.
Yes, but where do they deploy them? Putting them directly beneath them doesn't help out too much. They're the ones who are going to drop down. So they're going to throw one towards the hut. At least that removes that threat, and they can focus more on the bomb site now. Flashback comes through. Lovely work here, but it's VINI and Art now beneath and towards CT Venom. FURIA have done enough. The 6th round will be coming in. We have got one hell of a finish here lined up. It's 9-6. FURIA will swap over to the CT side. We're going to go to full distance here again. You don't want to miss it. Come back after this break.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to what has been really a wonderful evening so far here. Astralis and FURIA in a best of 3 to decide who gets to go on and who gets to go home. And for FURIA, kind of a long road home, and they've really fought to make sure they're going to be able to stay here. 9-6 in the first half. I mean, that's a pretty open game. I wanted FURIA to get just a little bit more.
Well, we have the third map of the trilogy here, Handers.
Yes.
And you know what? I'm so excited for this one. I have no idea who's going to win. Sure, it's 9-6 right now, but Astralis switch over to the T side, sorry. And they've got a couple of smokes, a Molotov. Smoke number 1 has been deployed. Second one's still up for them. So they make their way towards outside bravely. I assume they're saving that second smoke with a plant towards lower. Could go with double doors. The decon seems to be the default option these days. Bomb actually does go double doors, so will they be able to smoke the side itself? It'll be ableJ to try and slow them down by smoking window. Thing is,
where did smoke go?
He threw it, right?
Yeah, he did.
It must have landed in shadow, I assume, maybe? I don't know. Interesting. They've got the first kill regardless. And here's Magisk trying to answer back and get them some kills going in their favor, but it's not working out. Astralis will have to go back towards upper. Not a bad call. They get this kill towards Squeaky, they're right back in the round. Look at the HP as well. VINI, Art, and ableJ. They're walking wounded right now. They really are going to struggle.
Yeah, they are. They need to win this round, though. If Astralis win it, that's a really big problem. They're on the CT side as well. Need that money to start the whole thing with, and they're not going to be ready. The team is waiting to see if there's going to be one more. Smart play. The rest of them are all upper, and there are going to be some guns trained here. And you're right, the low health is exactly what does them in. Magisk with the triple. I must know where that smoke went. Did it like disappear in the frame of the window or something? I can't explain it.
I think it just went to shadow. We just couldn't see it from the angle we were looking at. That's all I can really think of it. Like it bounced a bit awkwardly off the wall and went too far. But even then, it seems like that's a bit far-fetched. I don't know. It just seemed like it disappeared. Like,
yeah.
We saw him throw it. It was removed from his utility. I don't know. It'll be a mystery.
Definitely developing some kind of paranoia. Henry, can I get the replay?
I mean, you know what? Maybe that's a replay we need. Like, if I'm confused as well, then we probably need it. Oh, I love that flash. That's beautiful. They're going to go for an upper commitment here, but the looks of things, you don't have to go in all that. They go for the tightest checkpoint on the map. So need to be careful.
The Molotov almost burned KSCERATO to death. I think he didn't realize he was flashed.
Yeah, the flash and Molotov combo is brutal.
What?
You know?
Where did Magisk die? That was through a wall.
He died.
Well, this is the bane of watching Nuke, isn't it? That there's just so much happening at all times. It's a little bit hard to catch everything. KSCERATO going to be going down to device, and now it's a 3 versus 4. So looking good for FURIA initially, but now they might be in a little bit of trouble. Grenade on the bomb planter would certainly help out. Glaive wouldn't die from it. Yeah, and it was a little bit on the wrong side. It's a good idea. I like it anyway.
Yeah, indeed. Not really a chance of winning as soon as the bomb goes down in these sort of rounds. Yeah, you're kind of out of luck, and the money will be low with FURIA considering they force forward into this one. You can see they're pretty much invested across the board, apart from Arts, who still has 1,500. So he'll be aiming for the AWP as soon as possible. But VINI, I feel like it's 1 kill here. That's decent.
Yeah.
Keep them modest. They won't be defusing. Oh, wait, hold on. It's a 3-on-1 now. They actually have a chance of winning this. Oh, they've done it, I think. And as if actually pulled it off. God, that was looking like such a lock-in.
Wow.
I can't believe that. That's insane. And that just goes to show you, like, when we say those statements like, oh, this should be around, should be done, is just like something remarkable just happened. So it was towards Silo, the initial kill. Nice work from Art there. And then they start going down one by one. I didn't like the initial approach, to be honest. Focus towards Squeaky Door. Like, sure, there was nice flashbangs and Molotov thrown, but I feel like let's use the range advantage, right? We just won the pistol. Let's go outside. Let's use these rifles and just play the round in the default way. Like, I love the execution. It looked cool. Let's save that. But against CZs, when we know FURIA love a 4-spy, that was dangerous to begin with, but that wasn't even the problem. It was when they got down towards lower, they were losing picks outside, they weren't ready together, so 2 players out, 3 trying to get down the vents, and they got a plant, but they take a tactical timeout on the Astralis side. They will force by back themselves. Like I said at halftime, I think this game will go the full distance. Like, I'm not sure who's going to win it. I couldn't really give you much more than a guess right now. I would say after that round, FURIA definitely have a shout in it. If they get this round, that should tie us up, to be honest. We'll be knocking on the door of 10-10, and they're on the CT side, so you might lean towards them.
Yeah, this is big news. Winning it back. Grenade, they're going to put a little bit of a hold to them. They couldn't really easily chase him down, and that's good enough. It means he can fall back and stay safe.
Well, we talked about the ramp roll yesterday. Anyone who didn't hear that, like, that's how you play it. Like, you want to get the information. Going for 1 kill and dying, that's actually a loss on the CT side. That's like you giving the ramp up, and you've given them a trade, and a 4-on-4 will always favor the T side of most maps. I won't go through all the examples right now, but that's a general rule of thumb you can live by. So playing ramp room, you're normally by yourself in most rounds. unless you're going to change things up. If you go down with nothing, that's a real problem. So well played to get out of there. Sure, you give them a bit of access, but it's not a bomb site. It's okay just to let them have it. And they'll reposition towards outside. They're going to lose the first player here. yuurih striking towards glaive. That's enough. Doesn't have to overcommit. Got them the advantage. Stay alive at this point.
Clock's running down, and Art there covering the other line outside here of the yard. So now they're going to be in a great position. The bomb making its way in towards the lobby. I think they probably wanted to get down secret so they could use the fact that they had ramp to sort of have a really quick crush on that lower bomb side. But the fact that they got shot down outside means that wasn't really possible. So now they've probably switched into a different scenario, trying to get in towards the A bomb side and maybe do that, and none of it is working out. So Sip here with the bomb. He's got 19 seconds, and there is someone in Econ, so it's going to be very rough. He actually gets the headshot, but it doesn't matter. KSCERATO will take him down. FURIA finding another round, 10-8. He's got that little sorry spray on the. I feel like sprays, they weren't all that I was hoping for in this game, Henry.
Yeah, they didn't really caught on, did they?
I want to be able to upload my own customs, right?
Well, that's what we had.
It's dangerous, I know.
In Source, we had those, and it really did lead to some complications at tournaments.
Yeah.
Some things you wouldn't want to see on the internet being brought into the server.
Give me an example.
Just like certain parts of the anatomy, like maybe genitalia would be brought out a lot, or certain acts being performed on people. That sort of thing. That's probably enough to kind of give you an idea.
Yeah, I'm glad we could clear that up, Henry.
The one cool thing you could do is you could upload your team logo.
Yeah.
You could spray like your team's or your clan's whatever logo all over the map. That was pretty cool.
That was a good time. I mean, I remember in 1.6 people would sometimes they would spray like the outline of a model. So sometimes you'd be shooting the wall and look like there was sort of a player.
Oh, that was one thing you could do as well. You could there was this one spray you could download that put a CT model.
Yeah.
Like the exact size on the wall somewhere. So you'd imagine Mid or Mirage. You could spray out on the back wall and people start pre-firing. The
other one was especially if we were playing on like a public server in 1.6. I mean, people were a lot dumber, I guess, back then. But you could spray like a ladder on the wall, so some people just jump down, trying to get up.
That's an interesting one. I never saw that. Well, that was a full eco, just so no one gets upset. We know it's a done deal. We'll talk over those. 10-9, FURIA will have the AWP. Remember, Art was really saving up for that in the early sectors of the game. He now is fully online. It's round 20, and like I said, I feel like a 10-10 score. It's very likely. Play will work outside. Most in-game leaders are given this role. Try to get the intel, work out what's going on. Just trying to bait out a few nades from glaive spam. And here comes the actual commitment. That first smoke to block vision as they cross over to T-Red. And then the second two allow them to get towards Secret, but fly in the ointment, Anders. Art is there, but for once, FURIA are showing some discipline in terms of their decision making. Like, I'm not disrespecting them anywhere. Like, that's their place. That works so well for them. You'd expect Art to maybe take a bit of a challenge there. Device always does, but he holds back. Realizes he's by himself, I think, and just wants to make sure he has a retreat plan as yuurih holds aircon here. Gives up the first couple of shots and repositions. Good to do so.
Oh, this is so weird because Art heard them stepping as well, so I don't know. I feel like Astralis now are actually second guessing a little bit too much. That is a big kill there, taking down ableJ, but we're down to 38 seconds. They really need to move. Art right here on the limit, and he's going to be flashed back. They must have heard that step, so that's going to give them a little bit of info here, Astralis. They know at least where one player is, and they probably know that there must be a second around heaven or hell here. 23 seconds as they try and make their way in. This is a huge round for both teams. glaive goes down. dupreeh, he's snuck up on the high ground. He could open all of this up, and VINI out of it. And now just waiting, stopping anyone from coming out as well. But that's the ball. 10 seconds, and it's going to be Magisk to pick it up. You're waiting. He gets one more.
He's to get out. He's done it. That is massive.
That's
get
it.
Out. Get out.
He has to run. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. What a way to end it.
Oh my goodness, I love it. What a game this is turning out to be, and it looked like dupreeh getting up towards heaven. It was enough. They had no idea. He gets 2 kills, but one play in the hut denies the plan getting through that really tight, difficult choke point. And at that stage, it was just a matter of beating the clock, and Astralis tried to recover the bomb. Magisk had it. He could have got out, but another player waiting for him. Drops it, gets out. Really well done from FURIA, and And Astralis, that money has been broken. This is a chance for FURIA to take the lead now. On their CT side, 4 rounds in a row. And it's going to be Astralis actually fully investing in this, just to know. They've really gone for this round. They're going to drop one down the vent, dupreeh. He has not got the bomb, but he is going very fast with the only AK they have.
Now, he must have heard some steps, but it could be a little bit tricky to figure out where those are coming from. So we'll see. I thought maybe dupreeh was just going to continue, because sometimes if you get this forward position and you just keep sort of running for a while, you can actually just completely catch someone who's rotating back to look for you off guard. But he's still down there, maneuvering about. Yeah, FURIA, if they've got them right on the limit, if they can win this round, that's huge. Really doing a good job. I can't believe they won that last round. The bomb, it fell into HUD, right?
That's when you know it's a good game, and those sort of rounds are coming through.
Yeah.
Like, it's just down to the minutiae. I really enjoy it. Less than a minute now. Astralis with decent lower control, but
oh no,
what do they do with this?
Well, look at Art. ableJ is the one at ramp. He's the only one to help him out.
Yeah.
If they come out this window, oh yeah, and then they shoot it out. So that's a cue for ableJ. But if nobody got any grenades or anything,
always done for.
Missed chance here. ableJ also looking the wrong way. Molotov to force him back. This is looking very good. If he gets a kill right now, even that would be big.
Oh, maybe not. ableJ does get 2 in return. Bomb to be planted. That's not going to be an issue, but still, the manpower.
They have a lot of smokes for the retake. VINI showing off. Great kill. Great follow-up here. Almost taking down Magisk, but he takes him through the door instead, and he does get shut down. Now all on SIP with the... Well, he's going to pick up a rifle here, I guess. Still, they have so many smokes. They've put down a couple of them. I'm not sure this is easy, and they're waiting for him. So smart. ableJ with a quad kill, and FURIA now in the lead here on the third map with 11-10.
And you've got a smoke replay if you want it.
Oh yes, please. I've been dying of curiosity.
Okay, so the smoke, it went towards Shadow. There it is, down there.
But what did it bounce on?
Just one of the walls.
No.
Okay, guys, we need a new replay. He's not happy at that one.
I'm not happy. I want
this. Yeah, maybe don't invite Anders back again. It's actually more of an issue. Yeah. In general, a lot of man hours go into having you here. Yeah. A lot of resources brought in.
Let's not invite Anders to the next event. It's actually unbearable.
We're getting to the next round, and we'll see 11-10. Like we said, FURIA taking the lead, and it's a ramp rush from Astralis. They'll do what they can. They've got to battle through the smoke. ableJ looking for his third. Oh my goodness, he's got all 4. The ball goes down his glaive. They've been shut down here. Nothing in response. A desperate ramp rush through the smoke. And there it is, FURIA. They've knocked him down to another eco. They're in touching distance of knocking Astralis out of the tournament. Third map. This is absolutely wild.
Yeah, it's beautiful. The flashbang worked well on the first player, and that delayed the rest enough. Really, really well done. 12-10.
You don't see many ramp rushes like that anymore. All 5 players ready to go. Put their life on the line, get stuck in. You got to respect the Astralis for just committing to that. A lot of teams would start falling back and letting their teammates go. All 5 just went in and were hoping they would find an access point. But as soon as that smoke was down, it really nullifies their attempts. And like I said, should be an eco here. Even with the maximum loss bonus, they did not get a plant.
Oh, they did. I guess they could go for like a half-5 if they really wanted to, Astralis. I mean, they're going to have enough next round, right? So, could maybe buy some deagles and mess around with. Wow, this is so crazy. How is it that there are so many good teams coming out of Brazil? Like, how are they sort of continuously producing all these people?
Brazil has been a bit of a mainstay Counter-Strike for a long time. Yeah, right? It's not just CS:GO. Like
no.
1.6 and Source as well. They had some fantastic
One of my favorite players from there of all time as well.
Kogu?
Yes.
I thought it might be.
Watching Kogu in 1.6 AWP on train was out of this world.
Yeah, I played against him a few times. He was a great talent.
In fact, I got to cast him. We were standing in that A-League tournament. One of the great honors. I was really happy I got to do that.
Here we go. Upper rush. Rapid work. Will the upper bomb side be more forgiving? VINI doesn't seem to think so. He strikes down with 2. Bomb could be planted. That is some good news from Astralis. They do need that to assist them with the loss bonus they have right now. But it's a 4 versus 3. They've recovered a rifle. ZipX will hold the AK in hand. If there's any chance they could win this, I'd love to see it, but with no utility, their options are very limited indeed. KSCERATO coming in from the heaven position. It's now down to a 3 versus 2, but the bomb is ticking at some pace now. Flashbang, incredibly useful for them. Zipex, not really in an ideal position. He'll be taken down. The P250 to finish off the job here. Oh my god, through the smoke! He can actually pull this one off now. KSCERATO left in the 1 versus 1, commits to the defuse and Device. He'll take the bait, and fair enough. That's fine. Like, it's not like Device made a mistake there. His lowest P250 showed enough presence.
Yes.
He was hoping to get him off the bomb there. It would have been a godlike play if it worked out for him, but balls of steel as FURIA will get the full defuse. 13-10 to their name, and Astralis, still a good round, all things considered. P250s, upper bomb site, they got it down to a 1 versus 1 with bomb planted, but it was way too close. They'll still be disappointed.
It also looked like there was a possibility that Sib actually lined up both those kills with the AK, and then it would have probably been over. But yeah, nicely done, KSCERATO as well. Just, I mean, committing to it. That has to take like a little bit of guts too, doesn't it?
I love that round.
Yeah, that was great.
This game's got everything.
Really does. Round number 24 now rolling in, and they have money back in the hands of Astralis. They got the bomb plant, they got a bunch of kills, which again, that could really make a big difference in terms of keeping FURIA low. Like, what Astralis are just banking on right now is converting enough rounds into victories that they can force FURIA to eco, and then, you know, it could be a quite open game again. Oh,
VINI.
It looked like he almost had sort of like had ended up with a cold position then.
I thought so too. Well, it's going to be the opening kill. They're so good at finding opening kills. VINI especially, like his stats recently have just been nuts in opening kills. And we will see a 5-on-4 come through.
No one on ramp?
No one on ramp.
Well, fair enough. I guess down below.
Yeah, they hold the lower bomb site. Like I said, ramp's not a bomb site. Like, if you just have one guy dropping down there and not really challenging for kills, it's not the end of the world to have 2 down lower, and you can actually maybe challenge Secret a bit more, you know? So I don't see many teams running an open ramp, but this works out for them. They've got full control lower. Look at this play. It's going to be a nice trade coming in from dupreeh. Will they detect another player towards Shadow? This is not a kind of weapon. I thought the no-scope was going to connect there. 3 versus 3. Device. He'll find that kill. Bomb down. And now it looks like Astralis have a huge advantage.
dupreeh is a Molotov. If they see all 3 coming ramp, that Molotov's going to buy a fair bit of time. Great kill for Device, and even better follow-up. That's an outrageous defense. He's even in the middle of the lane here, right? There's nowhere for him to go. So just absolutely stunning them. And KSCERATO looking at the money. He's got a lot, but the rest really don't. So that's the power of that last round, where they got those kills, Device picking up 2, but Sip obviously doing most of the damage. Astralis are definitely not out of this, and the money for FURIA is going to be a huge deal. KSCERATO just seeing if he can sneak in the next kill. That's not going to happen. It will be 11 rounds now for Astralis and FURIA. Yeah. Oh, he's going to try and find the AWP. No, it got stolen. Still, pretty good try. I like the idea. Yeah, dupreeh had 24 kills as well, so he really wants it. He's been obviously playing a phenomenal game. Device up there. That's a classic duo, isn't it? Device and dupreeh.
The double Ds.
Double Ds.
That's how you like them.
You know, I can't complain, Henry.
Sorry, I gotta send you down the river on that one. We'll get to the next round, get back on track, and we'll have the AWP. Still in the hands of Arts. Had a chance of the no-scope towards lower last round, didn't work out for him. It's the kind of shot you just expect from the hit at this point. What a phenomenal talent FURIA brought together here. It's a really solid team. There's not really any weak links you can poke holes in. Zipex with no grenades. They pull around back. 13-11. Holding up much more passively this time. Magisk will line up for smoke if he needs it in the future.
It's the money on FURIA.
Scary, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what really concerns me.
They've got 0 on Arts, 50 on ableJ. There you go. They brought it up for you. Big round here. A lot on the line here. Both teams are struggling financially.
Oh no. That did a lot of damage. I think that landed so far back he wasn't even really ready for it. Now he's got the AWP, so it doesn't have to actually be the end of the world. He can still do a lot with it, but in retakes, that's a bit tricky. Now we'll see. He's going to put a Molotov by. And actually, oh, it's 40 seconds. That's really good. Good with the Molotov. That's going to really buy time.
That's, yeah, perfect usage of it. You're ideally funneling them back to another bomb site with one bit of utility, but I don't think that's going to be the case. But, oh, the flashbang's perfect as well. If he gets one here and stays alive, with every second that goes by, he's doing a good job. You can see how these halls have changed now. On this version of Nuke, you can't just hold a deep angle in the window room because of that corridor there.
Look at the time. He's bought so much time. Not even getting any kills. And there's the kill coming in on device. Art is really playing a huge round right now. It doesn't seem like it's very flashy, but he's done so much. Glaive goes down as well. And there's one more kill. Art low in the beginning, but he does everything they need. And that's the round.
That's some really intelligent CS. They didn't have a whole bunch there. They had what? Towards the final commitment from Astralis, he had an incendiary, a flashbang. That was it. He used them to their maximum potential.
Put it like this: you'll never see this round from Art in any frag movie like Highlight or anything like that. But that's actually that's insane. I mean, that probably should be in some sort of movie to set that up, because that's so much time being purchased. Even the flashbang, as you pointed out, just being able to get that extra, 3 seconds in, he falls back, he stays alive. Even the 2 kills at the end, that's just icing on the cake at that point. He's already done so much. Amazing round out of Art. 14-11 now, moving into the very late stage of this game, and you could see they're starting to look, a little bit pressured. They're feeling it.
That's been his sentiment the last month or so, right? Like Astralis, they've even said themselves, that they're not feeling 100% great about the current situation of the team. Like, they're starting to lose some of their great records. They're not ranked number 1 anymore. A lot of conversation around them. If they go out to FURIA before the playoffs, like that will be very detrimental to the team overall, I would say.
Yeah, I think it would definitely be a big blow, although I would say we should be really careful not to undersell FURIA in that conversation.
No, absolutely not.
I'm not saying you are, but I'm saying the community should be careful, because FURIA are playing out of their minds. So this isn't some sort of but maybe they should feeling too well or whatever. FURIA are looking like an amazing team at the moment. So here we go, round number 26. We've got the AWP, we've got a couple of Orgs and an AK there on KSCERATO. On the other team, it's still looking pretty good. Astralis still able to fight for it, but man, this is near the edge right now for the Danish team. It's looking a little bit grim.
We'll see what can be done with this one. Astralis will have 5 AKs, of course. They've made their way outside. It's Glaive and Device in that position towards Secret. You can see them negating the halls, but once again, it's Art. Great spot for him. He showed us what he's capable of in the previous round, and just
no Molotov.
No Molotov this time. Good point. And we'll see if this is going to be enough as they try and hold on. It's a very slow and patient procedure from Astralis so far.
Well, what are they going to try and do? From those 2 people down in Secret, you would think that they would they'd want to try and sort of get through ramp. I was trying to see, they may be faking out a little bit, so one smoke on hot just to try and keep some people away. Art falling back. There's a good Molotov from him. They're going to run through it. Otherwise, that's a great idea. If he could have slowed them down 30 seconds and missed a shot, good follow-up, and even better there for Sip to take down Art. That is everything. Everything FURIA should be trying to retake this one. In fact, try and get out with those rifles. You need the money. You can't afford to eco at the end of this game. That could bring Astralis very far back into it. Just to save everything you've got here.
Yeah, good point. FURIA will absolutely have to. That's a huge round from Astralis. Down but not out. Luckily for FURIA, they have enough buffer here in terms of the difference in score to take an eco, which I'd say is probably going to be required. They're going to get 1400, but it's that double eco situation again. If they save 2 of these rifles, I guess there's always the conversation we had. You might as well force, because you're only getting 1400 this round, you only get 1900 the next. So you're going to be double eco regardless. You've got 2 rifles right now. Might as well go for it, swing for the fences.
Well, I think that was a critical round. Astralis pretty much had to win that round. They pull it out, and now FURIA, economically, very questionable. That double drop there is pretty huge for them. Oh man, they're right at the finish line, Henry, but they're not there yet.
Yeah, you never are. You might think you've beaten Astralis if you have a 14-5 lead or something, but until they reach 16 at the top, it ain't done. And indeed, they will force by. They've had to bring out Silence M4 here. I haven't seen many of those this tournament, if any, I don't think. No. VINI rocking that. And double HE outside. That should do some decent damage, and then some. Down to 26, Glaive gets destroyed by the opening bombardment of HEs. 14-12. This round is so significant. Astralis will take heavy damage at the start. dupreeh down to 64 as well. Another default round here, lining up the smokes. And remember, there are different variations of it. Just because the same smokes go outside doesn't necessarily mean it's the same tactic. You can send one player out there, you can send 4 players down there, or you can send 0. This time they'll be opting the 3 with the bomb, waiting towards the lobby right now. So potentially maybe a vent drop at that, we'll see.
Down here with the scout. I feel like
Just up there, okay.
I feel like if he's going to be scouting from this position, we're talking about headshots for this to work out, aren't we? Which, to be fair, he could get, but if he's set up for it, still, it won't be nearly as easy. Flashbang, I was going to say, device very slow after that flashbang. It's kind of good that no one was there. They could have maybe done a lot with it, but they're running the clock down so low. I know it's 40 seconds for Astralis, but still, I'd be getting a bit worried. There's only one smoke on FURIA, though, so that's kind of the sacrifice they've had to make. 33 seconds. Oh, God, it's getting late in the round, isn't it?
It's agonizing. ableJ, the CZ, that I'm kind of believing as well. We'll see if they walk into his crosshair. He's got the right mentality here, but you can get up towards heaven without the ladder, of course. 20 seconds now. Ball making its way down center. This could be a nightmare. There's the CZ kill. Can he find the double? He can't, but he has caused chaos here. 12 seconds and not even on the bomb site yet, Anders. They've just got to run in blindly. Is anyone down there lower to block them? I think there is. 7 seconds.
Oh, they're getting the bomb done.
Oh, he planted the perfect side. I was ready for it. That was almost there. That would have been enough. He gets 1 kill if they plant the wrong side. Oh my God, but it looks like Astralis win the round now.
Oh, you're holding your breath throughout the last 10 seconds of that. That was a Seuss level strategy, wasn't it?
Yeah, indeed. I think the CDs have to save here. They don't have enough resources going forward. They have to let this one go. Art's going to go down. Oh, are they going for it? Yeah, surely not, lads.
No, they can't.
Let's call that one a day. Like, save the 3 rifles. This is where things get complicated.
Don't try this at home, kids.
Yeah. That was too much. You get to watch. Imagine being the one with the bomb in your back.
If there's a guy hiding with even a USP in that bomb site,
that's what you probably lose the round. That's a problem with Nuke, because I can't see everything on the bomb site, even on the POV of the bombers. I'm just like, is there anyone down there? Is there? And there wasn't. And if they had planted behind the silo there instead of towards double doors, FURIA win the round. Is that one detail that saves the day.
Like, everything in that last second makes a difference. I really can't believe they waited that long. I mean, when they win the round, you say, okay, well, that was well coordinated or something. But I would say I'm bordering on reckless, Henry. I feel like that's too scary. It's too much for me. I'm out of that kind of thing.
Wow. Oh my goodness, what a game. I said it would go the distance. I'm so glad it has. USPs for Art and Able. This is a difficult round. They did not force again. I guess they're looking at the bigger picture now. I was like, sure, we might be able to steal a round away with a mishmash by. But let's at least let it go 14-14 if we have to, and then we can use our CT side to try and finish things off. There's still a chance you can win this round, of course. I'm not saying it's a done deal, but the first rifle goes down. yuurih playing that aggressive outside roof position.
They can't get that back, but Art is in here waiting. What is going on? He's got the USP.
If he backstabs it, okay. dupreeh's waiting. I was about to say they might have overlooked that, but Glaive, he's a secret, and it looks like this round is done. KSCERATO gets 1 back, but takes heavy damage for it. I'm not sure we'll be able to do much more than that.
No, but VINI's still there with the M4.
True.
He really has been great. It's 2-on-4. It's unlikely. I'll give you that. Let's just see. Taking down Glaive. Going for one. Oh, he's looking for it. He almost gets that 3rd one in, but now up on the silo. That's the bomb back there. He knows he's going to take him down at 35 seconds, and he's off down to full health from that jump.
What's he jumped off like that for?
Has he lost his mind? What is going on? And now coming out of VINI. Yeah, Device has got the angle better. Oh, but he picks it up. KSCERATO on 4 health with the triple kill.
Oh, some parkour thrown in there as well. Didn't do the roll. Broke the kneecaps, but I love it. I don't know what was going on there, Anders. I don't want to know what happened there.
Even if they have to wheelchair him into the next round, it's fine.
How calculated is that? Like, the fact he lasted on 4 HP, I'm not sure that was intentional. I don't think he realized how much damage he was going to take. That is so nuts. A 4-on-2 to find the map point. Oh, series point, I should say.
Yes.
And they've done it. Oh, that was such a wild round. It's always so exciting with FURIA on the server because absolutely bizarre stuff will go down every single time.
Yeah, you really want them in like every tournament for a while, don't you? Like, this is so good.
Get the invites out, boys. They need to be at every event.
Definitely get those invites out.
Oh my god. He jumps off the silo. I know what he's trying to do. I think he maybe misread the clock or something. Like he was thinking, I just need to stay alive. Like the bomb's down, I need to stay alive. And he wanted to do that, but he could have jumped on T-Roof or just gone off and dropped off safely. He opted. Imagine if he created then. What would have happened? I don't know what I would have done. I'm not sure what my reaction would have been. I think a replay from Anders would be called.
We definitely need a replay. We still need that smoke. We're still waiting for that. Yeah, I can't. I mean, probably crying would have been a natural reaction.
I don't know what my reaction would be. I'd be like, I think I'd just be gobsmacked. I don't think I'd just be making noises. If he'd have created that, like, which could have been a thing. Like, I don't know how well he knows that jump, but that's some quick math that he did. He just looked off and was like, right, what, 60 HP? Yep, no problem. I'll still have 4 health. Off I go.
What a ridiculous... And he, I mean, the thing is as well, he was looking the wrong way for that mini fight almost until the end.
It, yeah. But what a sick play that was. You said the Astralis M4 could cause some damage. He gets those 2 kills, player on towards Silo, drops the bomb. Almost a fumble, but certainly sticks the landing. I think that's a fair statement in that particular play. Could be the final round here. Luckily, Astralis do have cash, and their default continues towards outside. They're going to need 2 rounds in a row to take us to overtime. Arts, this time different staircase. Same position down towards lower. Major sending them over the flash towards Garage. That should be a cue for them to swing around. Luckily, like we said, no AWP there. FURIA go against the grain of every other team. You'd expect the AWP to be outside, but Art seems to be down here almost every single round.
Well, the real switch up for the defense, remember how often they would put yuurih in that secret room right on top of the stairs? So they've really switched their defense a lot on this bomb side, even from what was happening in Dallas.
Sure.
Quick to adjust, and I mean, they're giving a lot of map space for Astralis, and that can be dangerous. Oh, they walk in it. Surely they're not going to check this corner. If one of these fall, yeah, yuurih, that's a big kill. Now they can really circle them in.
Oh my god!
Shutting down that bomb, a big double kill. All yuurih had to do.
10
there's no time. They can't do this.
And insane, they've done it.
Wow.
FURIA 16, Astralis 13. There's no chance to plant the bomb. Yeah, you can try your best, Majors. This ain't happening. There we go. It is going to be a victory in a best of 3. They've been looking great in the best of 1s, and you'd think Astralis in a best of 3 with the playoffs on the line would step up and show us what they're made of. But no, it's FURIA answering back after the defeat on the first map. They made it real close. Mirage was there. That was convincing. I didn't think they'd bring that level of play to Nuke.
No, I mean, what a team that we're watching. We're simply just watching a great team unfold. And you guys stay around. We'll have an interview coming up with them really, really soon. ableJ ends at